Andres de AA Sports, back with more Mexican football content on the Mexico women's national team in the Pinatar Cup. Mexico played their third and final game of the tournament versus China, and they won 2-0 versus China. Mexico was clearly the better team, especially defensively. China's defenders in the first half were turnover machines, and Mexico's offensive front capitalized on their mistakes, scoring 2 goals. And that was the big difference of the game. Mexico's defense, especially in the second half, their defense played really well, but China's defense did not play anywhere near as good as Mexico's defense in this game, and for that reason, Mexico was able to get the win. Final score, the Mexico women's national team wins 2-0 versus China, and while they did not win the tournament, here are their grades for this game, and hey, at least getting a good result to finish the tournament. Goalkeeper, B+. Estefany Barreras did make a couple of saves and clearances in the game. They were not elite level saves, but nevertheless, she handled them well, and she had a clean sheet with no goals conceded. However, at one point, Barreras did have an ugly turnover that nearly resulted in a goal. Lucky for Mexico, the shot ended up being too high and out of bounds. Not a good look for her there, but outside of that, Barreras was good and put up a performance that was still good enough to win with. Defenders, A+. Nikki Hernandez, Caro Bernal, and Reina Reyes all played really well, especially in that second half. In the second half, Mexico's offense and midfield were definitely outplayed, and China's offensive front was playing with a much faster pace. This put the burden of closing out the game primarily on the defense, which is a bit depleted due to injuries, most notably Greta Espinosa, who was injured against Canada. Despite this, they still shut the Chinese down, stopped them from scoring, and made many clearances and tackles won. They held the fort down and played well, which shows just how good this defense is under Pedro Lopez. Both the players and the coach are good in regards to the defense. Midfielders, B+. Alexia Delgado and Fatima Servin were the starting midfielders, along with Lisbeth Ovalle, who was the starting attacking midfielder. They played quite well in the first half. Lisbeth Ovalle scored the second goal in the 14th minute. The team captain scoring on a golden opportunity created on a turnover in the midfield by China. In the second half, their performance did fall off a little bit. That was visible. While they did produce a couple of chances, they mostly got outplayed and began to struggle holding onto ball possession in the second half. Definitely not as dominant as they were versus Taiwan, but they did begin to fall back and help out defensively, where they were able to stop China from scoring. So still a good performance from the midfield. Offensive front, A-. Birkenrode, Soto, and Cáceres were the starters in the offensive front of this 4-2-3-1 formation, and with Lisbeth Ovalle starting as well, it was a very offensive lineup for sure. But it paid off as the offensive front capitalized on China's weak defense, who were turnover machines in their side of the field during that first half. Ali Soto scored a great first goal just 5 minutes into the game. Goalkeeper Zhu Huan made a really bad clearance attempt to the left side of the field. That was recovered by Mexico. Yasmin Cáceres was able to provide another cross into the box, and Liu Jing intercepted the cross, only to make an even worse turnover than their goalkeeper while trying to clear it out of the box area towards the center of the field, sending the ball right to Ali Soto, who was there unguarded, and with just 2 great touches scored the first goal of the game. The first touch with her right foot to bring the ball down, and on the second touch with her left foot, she put an amazing shot on it for the goal. That was an elite 2-touch goal. The 18-year-old has talent, and she knows how to score great goals. Yasmin Cáceres who was the starting striker, didn't score but did have the assist on Ovalla's goal, capitalizing on another turnover near the center of the field. Cáceres did have one opportunity where she was wide open with the ball, and it was her versus the keeper, and ended up shooting it way too high. Definitely a bad missed opportunity there and didn't look good for her. She also had a close opportunity in the second half. This time she did put a good shot on target with the goal, but it was saved by Zhu Juan, who prevented it from being 3-0 Mexico. But overall, the offensive front was very involved and active, and to see Ali Soto play well as the future prospect she is, always good to see. And Cáceres, as the striker, was also more involved and active, so we saw some improvement in the striker position. Head coach, A. Despite not having Espinosa or Farmer due to injury, he still established a strong defense in the starting 11, which helped them close out the game in the second half and prevented China from scoring. Once again, he outcoached the opposing team. I also, and I've said this before in past videos, so like I've said before, I really like how he is willing to believe in and trust Ali Soto and to start her despite her young age. That has been a decision that has really aged well. Not much to complain about from the head coach with his team putting up another solid result. This team has really improved under his tenure. Final score, 2-0, with Mexico getting a good result versus China to end the tournament. This, as a complete team, was an A- performance with a good defense. Your team captain playing well, and your young future star also being one of the best players in this game. Unfortunately, though, with Canada winning against Taiwan, Mexico does end up finishing runner-up in the Pinatar Cup and not winning the tournament because Canada has more points in the group following Mexico's loss to them thanks to Mejia's red card. Yeah, what could have been if it weren't for Mejia. But regardless, they played very well in this tournament. For an overall tournament grade, I would say A- for the team. Very good performance. Andres from WNT Sports, let me know your opinions in the comments. Leave a like and subscribe to support the channel and stay informed on my sports content and postings. That is all for me in this grades video. Thanks for watching. Vamos Mexico.